Hey, Six-Legged Aggie here. Another day in the life. It is currently December 30th. Our center is currently closed, hence why I'm wearing the casual baby daddy clothes here. And just wrapping up a trial. This is what we refer to as a crop safety or phytotoxicity trial. So anytime a new pesticide is being registered, the company needs to get that insecticide registered in a bunch of different states, and every state can sometimes require different paperwork. And some of that paperwork includes demonstrating that insecticide or fungicide or whatever it might be, that pesticide in general, is not actually going to hurt the plant in which it's intended to be used on. Unless, of course, it's an herbicide, then you have to show that's not going to hurt plants it's not supposed to hurt. Right? So it's basically demonstrating, again, crop safety or lack of phytotoxicity. What we have here are actually some strawberry transplants. So this is a fruit or vegetable phytotoxicity trial. And right here, my plants are, basically these are my non-treated plants, okay, or untreated check. And the reason why we have this is to compare, something to compare to, right? We need a baseline. So these are all just, if you sprayed it with our Overton, good old Overton water, what you get, whereas some of these over here are what you get when you spray them with pesticides. And this is, again, the one that we're trying to get registered. It's a new fungicide and a miticide that hopefully will help some of these strawberry growers keep their crops a little bit safer. You'll notice as we go from the left to the right, some of these leaves start to get some of this white residue on there. All right, so that's insecticide residue, which can decrease the marketability of the plant. So we certainly want to take note of that, but we also take note of how well it might actually come off. So I will actually try washing it just with a hose and try wiping it with a wet cloth and take some notes of that, because that's also very important. If it does not come off very easy, that is a huge basic cost, essentially. In the case of having residues like that product could be completely unmarketable. So it's very important that we make sure that we take note of anything like that might actually affect the crop. Other than that, usually these trials are pretty straightforward. We collect a whole series of data, and you can see here that I have pretty much all zeros in terms of phytotoxicity, residue ratings, any negative detriment to plant growth. And that's usually because these companies have done a lot of their own internal testing already. So by the time it gets to us, we're just basically the third-party verifier that what they have is true. We do still sometimes see some phytotoxicity, however, because they can't test it on all crops. So by the time we get it, maybe our climate, the mixture of the climate, maybe our soil type and the crop we're testing, all of a sudden has some very negative effect on the plant. So sometimes we see that all of a sudden you get no flowers, or perhaps the leaves come out crinkly, or maybe you get some leaf edge burning and things like that. So these are all things that we test in order to ensure that these pesticides coming on the market are safe for growers to use, and it helps to get more of these pesticides on the market as needed. So that's this trial here in short. Thanks for tuning in.